Some new filings from Team Blake Lively have come in, and man, they do not make her look any better. Welcome to Popcorn Planet. I am Andy Signore. I've been live with It's Kim. We had an amazing show over 2 hours. We went through a lot of fun stuff, kind of went off book, went through a lot of different topics. So if you want to watch the full thing, become a member over on Patreon. You'll be supporting us. And I'm excited to announce we're working on a documentary about all this drama. We're getting experts. We got someone from the film crew, it sounds like. We're getting closer and closer to putting this together, and we can only do it thanks to you guys. So everybody who's been on Patreon, thank you. Consider signing up. Do it for free, or ideally sign on up because you'll get access to watch it first and you'll be helping us get these productions going. And we hope to do many more. So thanks to everybody who's been signing up and joining us. We wanted to give you an update and recap what happened. And look, this was something that was, Kim put it in the list of things we're going through, but as we were reading all the documents that came in that were documents from a few weeks ago, but now have been become public, this one blew my mind. There's a lot we're going to go through, but I want to really spotlight and focus on this one because it shocked me that they really had the audacity to do this. There was an extension that was requested by Team Justin because a lot of stuff's come in. Blake has had more time, and they basically asked for extra time. And they said here, the Lively parties, the Lively Ryan parties, Reynolds parties, they refused to consent to an extension of time, contending that the cases are not yet consolidated. The Lively parties intend to move to dismiss the case. Counsel requested that the Wayfair parties waive the service, but no waiver was executed. Insensitively, the Lively parties ignored the effect of the Los Angeles wildfires on Mr. Freeman and his law office. So just to make clear what that means, Brian Freeman, the lawyer of Justin Baldoni, lost, I guess, his house and his law office. I knew he lost his home, but literally lost both homes and offices in the wildfires. I don't know about you, Kim, but awful. I feel like that warrants, I don't know, a week, a week at least, maybe 2 weeks to get your things in gear as all the filings and things are now burned and singed in a wildfire that you had no control over. And Blake Lively's team was like, nah, no, we're good. Doesn't matter if they lost it on the fire. We're dismissing this. We're more important. They don't get an extension. I can't even get over how many mistakes Blake Lively and her team are doing. Like, they are just so bad at this. And it just reeks of two powerful people that just sort of want to get their way and think that everybody's on their side and they're just going to get what they want, Kim, is sort of the vibe I get on this. And when you keep seeing these moments of literal no empathy from Blake Lively, which she's done sadly multiple times. We've seen it on camera. It just blows my mind. Are you surprised by this?
I mean, I do find this to be surprising. And I feel like I've been saying this for a bit. I feel like the longer that this goes on, the longer that they're fighting in court, the worse everybody is going to look. Right? Because you're going to have people that are going to basically commit to a team. They're going to stay there and they will find things on both sides that they hate about each party. And something like that, like Blake's team, the Blake and Reynolds parties being like, we're not going to give you an extension regardless of the fires. That is going to make people upset. That is going to upset their fans. It's going to upset people just in the general public because it feels very heartless. I think most of us, as we have watched the devastation in California, have a lot of empathy and a lot of compassion for people that are going through something that is just absolutely horrific.
Yeah, it's a bad look, Blake.
It's a bad look, and I don't think that has anything to do with a retaliation campaign. This is your words. This is your words that people are reading in a public document that is available.
You can let your lawyers, but they're representing you. And it's to cage it to word that you say was astroturf by others. It's a little tone deaf. It's not the first thing you've done that's been a little tone deaf, Blake. You have a tendency to do things that seem a little tone deaf. So yeah, you can't blame Justin for everything. You're causing a lot of this yourself. And honestly, you need a new team. Your team is really bad at this, Blake. You are really destroying you and Ryan's legacy. Now, look, you're big stars. You're still going to do okay, but this is going to definitely have ramifications worse than it was over the summer. I don't know what you guys are thinking. This should all be put away, settled, shake hands with Justin, figure out whatever you can do to get him to stop. None of this was worth it. You are not helping your cause. And it is a public battle because you made it one. Justin has every right to defend himself, so don't be mad that he's sharing evidence. But Kim, they are. Now they're demanding Justin preserve all text messages, not just text messages, mind you. Everything. It's like I think of Gary Oldman in The Professional. To go, bring me everyone. They want everything. Cease and desist and preserve any conversation, communication, everything. We went through this. It's like 5 pages, payment stubs, leaflets, meeting notes, letters, contracts, manuals, billings, photocopies, floppy disks. Who uses floppy disks, Kim? I don't see CDs. Compact discs aren't mentioned, so I guess if you have some compact discs, those are safe. But everything else, all part of it, microfiche, microfilm, any copy, and then they want the original stored copies, the original versions, digital communications, DMs, blog tools. Anyway, you get the gist. It goes on and on. Legacy data, communicate. They want to drown them in getting all this stuff, which who knows if they really will have to do any of this, but they want to drown them in it. And I just find all this so just disgusting. They're out there complaining in these gag orders, talking to these cease and desist, telling that how dare they go out there and fight this when they shouldn't. Meanwhile, in their own continued forms, they keep dropping evidence themselves, reposting selected picked and chose text messages of Justin and his publicist that still, I'm unclear how they legally got these, but somehow did, then leaked them not only in the complaint, but to the New York Times. But somehow Justin, he's not allowed to file his own complaints with his own evidence, and his lawyer's not allowed to respond. All of that's retaliatory, when I feel like none of this would have happened if she didn't file the suit. And as soon as she filed a suit, it's not retaliatory to respond and defend yourself based on what you're falsely alleging in the suit, which they have now proven thanks to the video evidence they are dropping. I saw they were claiming that it was edited, Kim. I'm like, there's no edits. Now, I guess there could have been another take that they hid. That might be true. I don't know what they actually shot, but you can see the full takes, and everything that Blake was describing is in that take, and there's no cut of the actual full takes. So I don't know what the heck she's talking about.
Mischaracterized, in my opinion.
Yeah, and it doesn't look like the way she labeled it in her report. It looks nothing like what she
There's also
claimed.
Inconsistencies on Justin's retelling of it as well, on both sides, to be fair. I feel like these demands, like, if you're going to demand it from one side, you should be willing to do it yourself. I want to see Disney hand over all of the floppy disks to do with Deadpool as well. Like, this is crazy.
Well, that's what's so depressing is you really, because again, I think so many of you guys are connecting, and myself included. Like, I wasn't Team Justin. I still like, I'm Team Justin only in that I'm starting to feel for this guy, because I do think he's being railroaded. I do think she's over exaggerating based on what we're seeing and what she's gaslighting us. It's hard to watch her sort of tell us that we didn't see things that we saw with our own eyes. That had nothing to do with Justin. I didn't even know who Justin was. No PR person was filling us in over the summer, making us report on this whole thing. It's just ludicrous. You did it all with your own actions, and now it's blown out of complete proportion. And yeah, Justin's team has every right to respond and defend their career, their livelihoods. You're trying to paint them all as these monsters doing smear campaigns, and the reality is it looks like you did just as much. So why aren't we getting your text messages? Are we allowed to see all your texts from Ryan? I want to see everything Blake and Ryan said about Nice Pool, about Justin, about all of it, about taking control of the movie, about sexual harassment claims, about writing things during a writer's strike. I'd love to see Ryan Reynolds' computer metadata to see when he actually wrote those scenes, Kim. There's a lot of stuff I'd love to uncover if we're going to go this extreme to demand that Justin preserve it all. It should go both ways. I really feel like that should be a requirement in a court of law. If you are going to demand one side's text messages, well, then it only seems fair that then you should hand over yours as well. I don't like this whole thing where you can make an accusation. I was harassed. I'm the woman. He has a signed something that says he can't retaliate, so I can see all of his messages to see if he did. Hello? Can we see yours then too to confirm that it's true? It's wild to me. Are you surprised that I don't know. We're not lawyers, so I don't know if this can actually happen. It typically doesn't. I remember specifically when Johnny Depp's texts magically got to Amber Heard. It's still one of the biggest questions, like, how the hell did they get all that? There's a lot of theories and things of that got wasn't supposed to be shared. But what was amazing is all that got leaked and everything with Johnny's was exposed. And sure, there were some bad texts, but nothing nearly to the extent that I think Amber was hoping to find. But then we didn't get to see anything of hers. It was so ridiculous. And they constantly demanded it, but then they just somehow managed to never have to give it, which they were supposed to. So do you think anyone's ever going to have to actually hand over text messages?
I think they should. I think this story is not this story, but this situation requires a lot of nuance. It requires a lot of context to really get an idea of why people feel the way that they do. And I think those text messages and those communications can be very illuminating when it comes to those issues. And I think it's only fair. That's my opinion, at least.
Yeah, I agree. Something feels off here. It does feel like they're grasping at straws. It does feel like they're trying to drown him in paperwork. There's a lot of stuff coming out. And there's a lot of theories that, is it because Ryan was jealous? We went through a whole theory during the live if you want to watch it. We also found this image of Justin Baldoni. Hubba, hubba. Whoa!
What in the AI is that?
If you want to see the craziness that can happen on the full show, like I told you at the start, consider joining our Patreon. You can always watch the replays of the full shows, usually by the next night or next morning, and you'll be really helping us by investing in the future of Popcorn Planet, our documentaries, which will be exclusively available to all of our paid Patreons first. So get on board, join the team, join Team Fact. So excited. Make sure you support It's Kim as well. She's on YouTube. She's so close to 30,000 subs, so go head over there, give her a follow. And yes, we'll be live again Friday for Uncensored. Is that tomorrow, Kim? That is
I think
today's
it
Thursday?
is. What is the day?
I don't know.
It's snowing in Florida. Does it matter anymore?
It is. I am so confused by the world. We will be live tomorrow at 12 p.m. Eastern on Uncensored. So if you're a member on Patreon, you'll be able to join us. We'll be unleashed, talking about a lot of stuff. I got a lot to say about this and other stuff. You can watch on either Patreon or you can be a member here on YouTube as well. If you become a member on YouTube, you'll still get access. Members on YouTube and Patreon, join us tomorrow around 12 p.m. Eastern. We'll be live for Popcorn Uncensored. I curse a lot. We aren't afraid of saying anything, so I hope to see you guys there. What a show it's been. Live viewers and everybody else, thank you for watching. Stay tuned. We got a lot more coming.